Having clear property and investment criteria is the first step in buying a property that meets your specific expectations. If you haven't already seen the introduction video, I would recommend you go back and watch that first. You can find the link right up here or in the video description down below. Having crystal clear criteria is important for a ton of reasons. First, it allows you to specialize and really hone in on exactly what you want. This will quickly make you an expert in those specific types of homes, whether that's single family or multifamily, in those specific areas that you also want to be looking in. And in this market, we have to act extremely fast. If you're only seeing properties that meet your criteria, it'll save you a ton of time analyzing properties because you know that those properties will actually be worth your time to sit down and run the numbers. Last, it allows you to develop and build a portfolio that meets your specific expectations and wants out of an investment. Investors who say that they will literally buy anything as long as it has a 7%, 8% return will never buy anything. And if they do, it probably won't meet their expectations anyways. Do not be that investor. Invest with a purpose. Before you invest anywhere, you have to know your market and do some market research. Research even as far down as different neighborhoods and streets, because here in Cincinnati, from block to block, it can be completely different. Start by learning what the average sale price is, and then compare that to what the average rent amount or what the market rent would be. The easiest way to do this for free that you have access to is through our old friend Zillow. So we're going to go to Zillow right here, and then we're going to look at past sales. So all you're going to do is come up here. You don't need any of this stuff selected. Just go to sold, and we're looking in the Hamilton, Ohio area right now. So you can see that there's a ton. So let's look in this specific area over here. This is an area we invest fairly heavily in. There's some new development going on around there. Now stay in that same area. So we're looking, there's some 91,000, 35,000, 18,000. That looks like a lot. 61,000, 50,000. So we can see it's in the mid to low 100s number. So then you can come up here, click on for rent. Oh, look at that. There's not a lot for rent up here. So that probably tells us that demand is pretty high. So we can go on here, we can see, oh, look, there's a 2-bed, 1-bathroom, 1,100 square feet, and they're asking $1,100 a month. Okay, what's this one? This is $2,200 a month, 2-bed, 1-bath, 800 square feet. Now this house is probably very nice, totally redone. Probably a reason why it's sat on the market, because that is a ridiculous price. You come across the river here, but I think you get the point. You can compare the prices here, and you can see that the rent price is pretty close to 1% of the actual purchase price on here. But, use your imagination. There's no exact science to this, but this is the easiest way to figure out what areas make the most sense. Here's another 2-bed, 1-bath, not great pictures or anything like that. Pretty well done for $985, right? So maybe that area is far less desirable than something over here, and I can confirm that it is. The numbers will not lie to you. Setting criteria for your ROI or return on investment is also super important. If you're okay with losing $100 a month to start out to really play the long-term appreciation game, then you're going to be looking at totally different properties than if you want to try to cash flow $100 per unit starting in year 1. Start by determining what your minimum cash-on-cash return will be and what your minimum net cash flow will be. Typical cash-on-cash returns are around that 7 to 8% mark. Why is that the case? Well, because historically that's what you can get if you just throw your money into the stock market. But real estate has a ton more benefits than the stock market does, like loan pay down, appreciation, monthly cash flow, and you have control over it. You don't know what those other businesses are doing in the stock market. Now that we know what ROI you're looking for and a little bit about some different neighborhoods, we really need to determine what types of properties you're looking for. First decision is single family or multifamily. First off, your pre-approval is going to help a ton in determining whether single family or multifamily. For here in Cincinnati, if your pre-approval says generally less than $200,000, unless you want to do a massive rehab, you should probably be looking at single family properties instead of multifamily properties. $200,000 and plus will get you a pretty much ready to go duplex, and then the prices will go up from there as you add units. Next, you need to determine what type of renters you're actually looking to attract to your property. This could be long-term, mid-term, short-term renters. It's all up to you. Do you want single young professionals, small families, large families, or anything and everything in between? Based on this, it's going to tell you what minimum bedroom count you need. If you're only looking for a single person, well, then a studio or a one bedroom might work. But if you want to attract larger families, then you're probably going to look at a 3-4 bedroom and probably multiple bathrooms at that point too. Other property criteria such as square footage, basement, no basement, utility types, that's all up to you on exactly what you want your investment criteria to be and what you want that outcome to be. And we can always talk about that. Now that we know what ROI percentage we want and what property types we want, it's time to combine those things together. This is where local knowledge comes in. We're here to help you determine exactly what areas and what property types are going to be best for you. So let's hop on a quick phone call and go over everything that you've written down from this video and what you think you've developed, and let's talk about it. All of our decisions are based on local data, local knowledge, local rent prices, local purchase prices, all of those kind of things. So what are your next steps? Your next steps are to take notes during this video if you haven't already, go back and develop your investment criteria. Take some time to think about it. Talk to your partners, talk to your wife, all of those different kinds of things so you can really develop solid criteria. Then once you've developed your criteria, let's talk about it. Schedule a meeting using the link below. Let's talk about it for 30 minutes and really hone in on exactly what you're looking for. Talk soon.